What up, YouTube? Team Movies here. Now, since today is the birthday of one of the best mixed martial arts of all time, Bruce Lee, I decided to go ahead and my top 5 favorite Bruce Lee projects. I mean, obviously, Lee, was very ahead of my time, but I have seen lots of, stuff that Bruce Lee has been in, and, come on, he was the man. He did some cool, before there was a Jackie Chan, before there was, the people from the raid and all that. There was Bruce Lee, and he did some really cool stuff. I believe he did his own stunts, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I don't know much about the whole story of Bruce Lee. Like, I mainly know more about Bruce Lee, like his life and all, from that film with Jason Scott Lee in it. But anyway, yeah, he's been some pretty good stuff. So now I haven't really seen all of his films, so that's why I'm actually gonna do top 5, and I'm doing top. And I'm counting this as a Bruce Lee's project. He's been in a TV show that I quite like too. So, anyway, with that being said, here's my here's my top 5 favorite Bruce Lee projects. All right, coming in at number 5, it is The Big Boss. Now, in it stars Bruce Lee as this guy named Chang, who's this city boy who moves in with his cousins who work at a ice factory. And he also does this with a family that that he ends up promising never to get involved in a fight. So, however, when a member of his family begins disappearing after being the management of a factor, he ends up he ends up trying to find the his family and take down the villain here known as the Big Boss, which heads to China. The movie was directed by Lo Wai. Bruce Lee also wrote the script for this. I mean, this is pretty decent. It is a movie, of course, about revenge, and Bruce Lee did some really cool actions here. He had some other great actors, like you had James Tien, Maria Yai was in this, Nora Mayaya. Some really interesting actors was involved with this, and the Big Boss it's not really like his top tier work or anything, but it's pretty good. Cool action, cool performances. Like, if you guys haven't seen The Big Boss, give it a shot. All right. Coming in at number 4, this is kind of the reason why I'm doing it as Bruce Lee's best projects instead of talking about 7 movies.
Laptop, bro. 34th, let's go.
Anyway, my number 4 is actually a TV show of his, and that is the TV show The Green Hornet. Now, The Green Hornet, well, obviously the show was way ahead of my time, but I actually saw reruns on MeTV and all, and The Green Hornet is a pretty decent show. And of course, if you guys remember, they ended up rebooting it as a big screen version with Seth Rogen and Jay Chow, I think the dude's name was. But anyway, here you had Bruce Lee, who played the role of Kato, who's the crime-fighting sidekick to the Green Hornet. And the show was actually originally called the Kato Show in Hong Kong, but they decided to but in America, obviously, they decided to just call it the Green Hornet because it is more of Green Hornet story. But I could say they literally should have done a spin-off of Kato, because Kato was really the heart of the show. Like, when you think of the Green Hornet, you mainly think of Kato more than the actual Green Hornet. And Kato is one really cool character. Like, Bruce Lee played the role of Kato really great. You also had Val Williams, who plays the Green Hornet. I mean, this movie is also based on a comic as well, and it's really cool. Like, if you guys never really seen the Green Hornet show, granted I have not seen every episode of this, but I have seen episodes here and there, and it's a pretty decent show. Yeah, definitely go check out the TV show The Green Hornet if you guys haven't seen it. And also, not to mention, they actually one time they also had a episode where where the Green Hornet and Kato ended up crossing over with Adam West's Batman, which I actually saw that crossover. Pretty cool crossover there. Uh, Coming in at number 3, it is the film Fist of Fury. Now it stars Bruce Lee, who plays this guy also named Lee, who is out for blood after in this martial art film, and he plays this martial art who seeks vengeance after his kung fu master ends up being killed, and he also finds out that a Japanese drug smuggling ring is also to blame for this. So he sets out to find the head of this. The movie was also directed by Lo Wai. You also had Nora Mayo was also in this. And the film also had like a couple of sequels as well, like the Chinese Connections, one of the sequels. And this movie has some really cool choreography in this. Bruce Lee really kicked loads of behind here. Yeah, Fist of Fury is really fun. If you guys haven't really seen it, go check it out. Really fun flick. Alright, coming in at number 2, it is The Way of the Dragon. Now, in it, it stars Bruce Lee, who plays this guy named Tang Lung, who ends up arriving in Rome to help his cousins at a restaurant business, and they all end up being pressured to sell their properties to the syndicate. And so, when Tang ends up arriving, he ends up posing a new threat to the syndicate, and they also are unable to defend. So you got the syndicate boss who hires the best, Japanese and European martial artists to fight the character Tang. And the movie is also actually stars and is directed by Bruce Lee, who Bruce Lee was a pretty decent director as well. It was also the film debut of Chuck Norris. I mean, this was actually Chuck Norris' first feature film, which Chuck Norris is the man, and who doesn't love good Chuck Norris? You also had Melissa Longo, Tony Leo, Huang, and Sheik was in this. Some really great cast members. I mean, yeah, The Way of Dragon had some really cool martial art fight scenes. The movie was very violent at the time. I mean, yeah, it was a pretty violent film. I mean, he actually tried to take down some violent gangsters in this. Yeah, Bruce Lee was terrific in this. If you guys haven't seen The Way of the Dragon, give it a go. Really decent film. All right, now my number 1 favorite Bruce Lee movie of all time obviously goes to another film with the word dragon in the title. And come on, it's really the movie that really put him on the map for a lot of people. And that is obviously Enter the Dragon. I mean, Enter the Dragon it's a classic, of course, it was the film that really made lots of people become a fan of Lee. And it also had Jackie Chan in one of his early roles back in the days. And tragically, this was now he did movies like before his untimely passing, but this was, like I said, this was a movie that made lots of people really love Bruce Lee, and tragically, this was the last film was the last film that he played before his passing in 1973. And man, he passed away at a very young age. He tragically passed away at age 32, and really, yeah, he really gone way too soon. Anyway, in the film, it really revolves around these 3 main characters, and Lee is a man who ends up being recruited by AAGC to investigate a tournament hosted by Han. And since they also believe that he has a opium trade there, his former army buddies Roper and Williams also entered the tournament due to different problems and all. So I think this is one of the best mixed martial art movies there is. This movie really, if it wasn't for Enter the Dragon, we probably wouldn't have stuff like The Raid and all. This movie really paved way for other mixed martial art movies. And Enter the Dragon, it's a 70s action classic. It is fun, entertaining. Bruce Lee's fight scenes was pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, this is a really great movie. If you guys haven't really seen Enter the Dragon by now, go check it out. It's terrific. All right, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 5, The Big Boss. 4, The Green Hornet. 3, The Fist of Fury. 2, Way of the Dragon. And 1, Enter the Dragon. Now, Bruce Lee has done loads of other stuff. Let's see, Game of Death is a great one. There was also Marlowe. That's a classic. He was also in a movie called The Kid in the 50s. Fury of the Dragon. He's been Circle of Iron. I mean, he's been in so many other stuff, but I haven't really seen more of his work. But he was remarkable. And tragically, his son Brandon Lee also passed away. If you guys remember, Brandon Lee tragically passed away on the set of The Crow. Man, what? That's really tragic. Like your son passed away. I mean, it's really what a tragic family story there. But yeah, Bruce Lee, he was a man. I kind of wish he was alive and like to see other, because I think Bruce Lee would have liked stuff like The Raid and the other martial art movies we got today. But like I said, if it wasn't for Bruce Lee, we probably would have stars like Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and he really paved the way for mixed martial art actors. But let me leave to you guys. What are some of your favorite Bruce Lee movies? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Team Movie signing off.